Will Riker's complete Star Trek timeline explain? Few characters embody the charm, resilience, and evolution of Star Trek as much as Commander William T. Riker. Introduced in Star Trek, The Next Generation TNG as the dashing and ambitious first officer of the USS Enterprise D, Riker quickly became a fan favorite. His journey across television, film, and even modern Star Trek shows creates one of the richest timelines in the franchise. From ambitious officer to seasoned admiral, Riker's story highlights both personal growth and Starfleet's evolving ideals. Let's chart Will Riker's complete timeline. Early career, a rising star in Starfleet. Born in Alaska on Earth in 2335, William Thomas Riker displayed independence and leadership at an early age. His strained relationship with his father, Kyle Riker, shaped much of his personality. Riker grew up determined to succeed without relying on anyone else's guidance. As a young officer, he gained attention for quick thinking and bold decision-making. Notably, he refused to let an away team transport until he had personally seen his captain return safely, a sign of his strong loyalty to command. By the time he was assigned as first officer aboard the Enterprise D under Captain Jean-Luc Picard in 2364, Riker was already considered a rising star in Starfleet. The Next Generation era, 2364 to 2371, Riker's tenure aboard the Enterprise D defined much of his career. Serving as Picard's trusted number one, he balanced loyalty to his captain with his own ambitions. Starfleet repeatedly offered him command of his own vessel, but Riker famously declined several times, preferring to continue serving aboard the Federation's flagship. This period also cemented his reputation as a charismatic leader with a lighter side. His trombone playing, fondness for poker, and ability to lean dramatically on chairs became signature traits. His romance with Counselor Deanna Troi was another central thread, shifting from unresolved tension to deep friendship. The destruction of the Enterprise D in Star Trek Generations 2371 marked a turning point. With his flagship gone, Riker finally began to consider his own future beyond serving as Picard's first officer. The movies in the Enterprise E 2372 to 2379, Riker's next chapter unfolded aboard the Enterprise E, introduced in Star Trek First Contact 2373. Here, he helped lead one of Starfleet's most critical victories, stopping the Borg from assimilating Earth. His tactical brilliance and steady command style made him indispensable, even when Picard faced personal struggles with the Borg. The Enterprise E years were also when Riker and Troi finally rekindled their relationship. By Star Trek Nemesis 2379, the two were married in a joyous ceremony attended by the Enterprise crew. Soon after, Riker accepted promotion to captain of the USS Titan, closing a major chapter of his life while stepping into long-awaited command. The Titan and the lost years of the late 24th century. Though we never saw the Titan's adventures on screen during the early 2000s, its reputation grew through novels and fan imagination. Riker's leadership style, decisive yet personable, was well suited to exploration missions. The Titan represented both professional achievement and personal fulfillment, as Troi joined him aboard as ship's counselor. Star Trek Picard era 2399 to 2402, Riker's return in Star Trek. Picard Season 1 showed him living semi-retired on Nepenthe with Troi and their daughter Kestra. Tragically, their son Thad had died years earlier due to a rare illness, shaping the family's quiet life away from Starfleet. Despite his grief, Riker's warmth and humor remained intact. When Picard needed him, Riker stepped back into action, commanding a massive Starfleet armada against the Romulan threat in 2399. His tactical genius was undimmed, and his loyalty to Picard as strong as ever. By Picard Season 3 2401, Riker rejoined his old captain for one final adventure, facing the return of the Borg and an infiltration of Starfleet by the Changelings. Riker proved that experience, trust, and heart were just as valuable as youthful energy. Alongside Troi, he reconciled his grief and found renewed purpose, legacy, and influence. By 2402, Riker's timeline represents more than just career milestones. It's a portrait of personal growth. From ambitious young officer to seasoned leader, his story is one of balance. Duty versus love, ambition versus loyalty, and tradition versus change. Riker never became defined by a single role. He was Picard's number one, a ship's captain, a husband, a father, and eventually an admiral who continued to embody Starfleet's best qualities. His mix of humor, courage, and warmth set him apart in the galaxy of Star Trek legends. Conclusion. Well, Riker's timeline is not just the story of one man, it's a reflection of Star Trek itself. From the optimistic 24th century vision of the next generation to the more complex emotional tones of Picard, Riker evolved with the franchise, yet always stayed true to himself. His journey reminds us that growth doesn't mean leaving the past behind. It means carrying it forward with wisdom, whether leaning on chairs, leading fleets, or standing by Picard in humanity's darkest hours. Well, Riker remains one of Star Trek's most enduring icons. Would you like me to expand this further with a chronological timeline table listing exact years, ships, and milestones, or keep it as this narrative-style explanation?